Good morning, students. So, today's topic is fundamental duties of Indian citizen. So, what are fundamental duties? Fundamental duties are defined as the moral obligation of all citizens to help promote a spirit of patriotism and to uphold the unity of India. These duties set in Part 4A of the Constitution. So, first of all, we should know about that the original Constitution contains only the fundamental rights, not the fundamental duties. The word fundamental duties were not anywhere else in the Indian Constitution, but in 1976, the Union government realized that every citizen of India should know about their duty. So, in 1976, the Congress party set up the Sardar Swarn Singh Committee to make recommendation about the fundamental duties. The committee recommended the inclusion of separate chapter of fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution. That chapter is Part 4E. The Congress government at center accepted these recommendations and enacted the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1976. The fundamental duties were included in the Indian Constitution by the 42nd Amendment Act. You already studied about the 42nd Amendment Act that it was a very controversial amendment act in the history of the amendments of the Indian Constitution. It also called a mini constitution because it contains a lots of provisions. It incorporated the fundamental duties by inserting a new article 51A below article 51 which belongs to part 4A. So you know that as our fundamental rights are in part 3rd of the Indian Constitution and under article 12 to 35. Like that, part 4A of the Indian Constitution is consists of only one article, that is 51A, and this article contain our fundamental duties. The recommendations were passed in 1976 and came into effect on 3rd January 1977. So originally we have 10 in numbers. The funds were increased to 11 by 86th Amendment in 2002. So originally we have by the 42nd Amendment Act we have 10 fundamental duties and 11th one increased by the 86th Amendment in 2002. These duties were meant to bring our Constitution in line with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the constitutions of Japan, China, and USSR. One more thing, the provision and the idea of the fundamental duties we have taken from the Constitution of USSR, Union of Soviet Socialistic Republic. Right now, it is called as Russia. So, what are the fundamental duties? What are duties? Fundamental duties of every citizen of India according to Constitution are to abide by Constitution and respect its ideas and institutions, national flags and national anthem, to cherish and follow noble ideas which inspired our national struggle for freedom. Third one, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. Fourth, to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. Fifth, to promote harmony, brotherhood among all the peoples of India, also respect linguistic, religious, and regional diversity. Also promote and the dignity of the woman, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environment, to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform, to safeguard public property and to avoid violence, and also to do some excellence in the all the sphere that because of your activity your nation constantly rise higher and higher. So the 11th fundamental duty, which was incorporated by the 86th Amendment Act, that it is the duty of every parent and guardian to provide the basic education to their children up to the age of the 14 years. As you already studied the Article 21A, that right to education, that fundamental right give the right to every children up to the age of the 14 years right to education. Similarly, in 11 duty, it is the duty of the every parents and guardians to provide the education your children's up to the age of the 14 years. So one more thing, these fundamental duties are non-enforceable. This means that no one can be punished in case of their violation of any duty. But if the state makes a law to prohibit any act or conduct in violation of any duties, the court uphold that as the reasonable restrictions on the relevant fundamental rights. So, on conclusion, we can say that for the enjoyment of valuable fundamental right, firstly, we need to obey our fundamental duties seriously. So, rights and duties of the citizen are correlative and inseparable. So, there can be no right without a corresponding duty. So, I hope you understand today's topic. Thank you and have a nice day.